Today, let's talk about the 9 essential items that I would invest in if you would like to start your own home-based wedding invitation business. Now, I am going way more into depth on how to start a wedding invitation business, what products to sell, how to price them, where to get your supplies, all in a special masterclass that is happening tomorrow, April 7th. And don't worry, if you're watching this afterwards, you can still access it. I will leave information for that below. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Pretty Fabulous, and I help online businesses create beautiful digital downloads using Adobe InDesign. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I do unboxings on Saturday. Now today we're talking about the 9 essential items that I would invest in if you're just starting out, but you love wedding invitations, you think they're beautiful, you would love to help a bride make her wedding even more fabulous by using your own designs and creating some really great wedding invitations and envelopes for her. Now, doing calligraphy for wedding invitations is a totally separate business. However, if you're able to do that as well, that's just even more revenue for you, and it makes you better as a one-stop shop. And a lot of people who do wedding invitations actually do calligraphy as well. Now, I have a whole separate video on how to start a calligraphy business and other ways to make money with that, because I know that I love doing calligraphy, and I to be honest, 100% just do it for free because I just love it so much. But you can make a lot of money with doing chalkboarding or doing menus and other things. So I will leave information that in the cards or wherever below so you can watch that as well. But let's get back to today's subject, which is your home-based wedding invitation business. Now, if you have space in your office or your kitchen or your living room or a spare bedroom, you have plenty of space to start a wedding invitation business. So I am not an illustrator at all, so I will not be talking in depth on anything to do with watercoloring or painting, because that's just not a skill I have, so I have no experience in doing that. But if you do, that could be a nice addition as well. Now, the real key to success for starting a home-based wedding invitation business is being strategic about what you offer. So if you're going to be everybody to everyone and say you can do thermography, you can do engravings, you can do letterpress, you can do different types of cardstock or distressed paper, you're not going to make any money because it's going to just be working with one vendor, trying to find paper for this. And it might be fun at first, but then after a while, you're going to realize you don't really have a business. You just kind of have a hobby. So let's talk about how you can make this more of a business and profitable from the beginning. And the key to that is niching down. So you want to offer just one type of wedding invitation suite, and you want to have different variations in there, right? Like maybe you offer gold foiling and you offer silver foiling. And oh, by the way, you can offer this in pink and red and green or whatever colors that you have. But you're only going to try to niche down to the supplies that you're able to buy in bulk and then able to resell at a higher price point so that your margins are a little larger than if you're just hunting and packing for individual custom requests here and there. So let's go ahead and based on the 2020 wedding invitation trends, if I were you, here's what I would suggest. I would suggest that your wedding invitation suite only specialize in letterpress and metallic foiling. Pretty much with just those two sort of staple types of designs, you have about 70% of the market. Now, the first thing you're going to want to invest in is paper. So think about all the different pieces, whether that is the actual flat card, a menu card, a RSVP card, the wedding website, like a business card. All of those different things require different types of paper. So you may be someone who says, you know what, I really specialize in that distressed paper look. So maybe cotton rag is something you like offering where the edges of the paper are all jagged or they look kind of burnt or something special that you're able to offer. Or you want to say, you know what, I do very modern things, very classic, high end, and you want to buy paper that kind of matches that. Or you want to say, I only do champagne or maybe an off-white type of invitation. And then you can just kind of buy those in bulk and stock up, and everything will match inside of there based on the collection that you're offering. Now, The second thing you're going to want to think about is how are you going to cut these different cards or different designs, and you want to invest in a Cricut. Now, I know you could use a Silhouette, but I found that the Cricut is able to handle thicker paper, larger items, and their customer service is just better. So, if you already own a Silhouette, try to make that work. But if you're just starting out, I would say definitely buy the Cricut Maker. Now, the third thing you want to invest in is a letterpress. Letterpress is super popular. Everybody loves letterpress. You will not go broke with having a letterpress. Now, they range in price anywhere from $200 for a flat top one, like a tabletop one, to $2,000. Or you could get the floor model, which is like pretty huge and massive, and that would in theory sit in your garage or a very large room because, let's be honest, it's pretty hard to take apart and put together. So you probably just want it somewhere you can just plug it right in. And so that is going to run you about $10,000. Now, the funny part is, like, a few years ago, I want to say maybe 20 years ago, I was at a flea market. People couldn't even give these away. I remember I saw one and they were like, do you just want it? If you just want to take it, just if you'll pay for the delivery, you can have it, right? Because the guy had like lugged it to the flea market and didn't want to have to lug it home. But now antique letterpresses are back in vogue. They're back in style and they're back at a very premium price. So letterpress, definite investment. Number 4 is a Heidi Swapp Mink foil. Now, there are many different products out there that do foiling for you, and you can actually use your Cricut for foiling. However, it's much faster and more efficient to use the Heidi Mink, especially if you're doing 100 or 200 invitations for a wedding. And I would buy the Heidi Mink foil that goes with it. I've tried some of the other options, which in theory should work just fine. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So you're always better off just buying her products to work with her product. The fifth thing that I would invest in is the fifth and sixth is a Laserjet printer as well as an Inkjet printer. They give different looks and feels and they operate at different speeds. And the most important part is that the Heidi Mink foil will only adhere to a Laserjet and that toner. So you may want to print part of your invitation with a Laserjet and the other part with an Inkjet, so that then the foiling only attaches to one part of the invitation and not to everything, because usually people maybe just want a few things metallic foiled and not the whole thing. The seventh thing that I would invest in is the word accoutrements. I mean accessories, something to kind of increase the value of the wedding invitations that you're offering, give you an opportunity to do a small upsell. So whether that is waxy twine that gets wrapped around and sort of put with a bow tie and maybe some fake foliage, or maybe you want to offer different types of silk ribbons, something else to kind of just spruce up the wedding planner a little bit, if that's what someone should choose to do. And the eighth thing is vellum paper. Pretty much everything can be fixed with vellum paper. Like, hey, this looks kind of plain. I put a piece of vellum paper over it, and it looks really fancy. So I would always invest in vellum paper. And then the ninth thing is I would definitely become a wholesaler for Envelopments. And I did talk about this in another video, but Envelopments is a wedding invitation supply company, and they give supplies to both brides as well as stores and wholesalers like you who are able to buy things in bulk and then can get them for a discounted price. And you're also able to buy the Envelopments catalog so that if you're meeting with clients in person, you can go through it and let them choose different things if you want to offer different options. So I would 100% invest and look into becoming an Envelopments wholesale dealer so you can get envelopes at cost. All right, so that was a lot of stuff. Let's recap that list really quick. So the first one was I said to buy paper that corresponds to the look and feel and the wedding collection suite that you're offering. The second thing is a Cricut. If you have a Silhouette, you can make it work, but I definitely like the Cricut Maker better. The third thing is a letterpress. The fourth is a Heidi Mink foil. And then in addition, 5 and 6, I said a Laserjet and an Inkjet printer. Make sure they can both do color. And then the seventh thing is accessories to go along with it, ribbons, twine, foliage. And number 8 is vellum paper. And number 9 is to become an Envelopments wholesaler. All right. I hope that was helpful, and I really look forward to seeing you in the Wedding Invitation Masterclass if this is something that you are thinking about doing or you've dabbled with or something that you would just love to start offering. I will leave information for that below. Don't worry if the date has passed. I still will leave that open for you. All right, I hope everyone is having a fabulous start to your week, and I will see you either in tomorrow's masterclass or I'll see you on Thursday. All right, bye.